Got a phone call from my sister while I was in the middle of preparing dinner. My sister Lisa, who called to tell me that our brother, um, Mike, had been shot and killed earlier that day. He was sitting at a desk in Washington D.C. police headquarters, the cold case homicide squad, when a guy who walked into Metropolitan Police headquarters with a MAC 10 under his jacket, concealed under his jacket. A MAC 10's a vicious assault pistol that is very small but can fire off as many as 32 bullets in about 10 or 12 seconds. And this guy got bad directions. He was actually looking for another office, but people were going to die, and he opened a door and started firing. And when the smoke cleared, my brother was killed, his partner was dead, DC police sergeant was dead, and the shooter was dead. After Mike was shot and killed, I called the Brady campaign, not knowing where else to start, and asked them if they had an organization or whatever in New Jersey, and they gave me the name of the Reverend Jack Johnson, who was the founder of Ceasefire New Jersey. I became executive director of Ceasefire New Jersey in September '96. It was at the time a 6 or 7 member board of all volunteer, just periodically involved in the issue when there was a need, but no continuous presence, if you will, about in New Jersey and we didn't do any national work, basically. Since that time, I think Ceasefire, although it remains tiny in terms of our size, Ceasefire New Jersey was the public face in the enactment of what remains the country's strongest assault weapons ban. And then a few years later, we were successful in defending it from the NRA's effort to overturn it. We did a 6-year campaign that resulted in the enactment of the nation's first childproof handgun law. And in that campaign, we took what I believe was latent interest in New Jersey voters in gun violence prevention and turned it into major active interest. The result of that being that the gun lobby is much diminished in the state. And when people vote in New Jersey, they go in that voting booth, and one of the most important issues to them is gun violence prevention every time. We do tremendous work, tremendous positive work, tremendous life-saving work with a fraction of the resources of the other side. They've got money. We have commitment to a mission to save lives. And we have the people, because what we're doing is, and people understand this, is trying to save lives and make communities safer. Lobbying by itself, without a ton of money, frankly, is of limited utility. Legislators, politicians respond to what they hear from their constituents, without a doubt. That's their most important thing, because without being on the right side of an issue, they might lose the next election. So that when we work hard to educate the public about an issue and explain why a particular position is important, or a new law or a new bill is important for change, that's the sort of thing that makes legislators and other politicians pay attention and feel that they need to take a position. Without that, there's no need for them to do anything. And they won't, generally. So our role is absolutely critical in terms of making communities safer. It's not going to happen without advocacy. So we work very hard at it. We develop a very aggressive media strategy. We're in the press constantly, whether it's doing press events with friendly and favorable organizations and people, whether it's letters to the editor, op-eds, talking to editorial boards. All of that's part of public awareness and education, which without that, you have nothing to build on in terms of bringing change. It's critical. And it's my belief that making change in the United States and probably anywhere is about advocacy. It doesn't happen. Legislators, administrators aren't going to change things unless there's somebody making them do it. That's our role in New Jersey. And we bring about change in terms of making New Jersey a safer place from gun violence. We can do that on a national basis, and we work on it on a national basis. And we need support to do that. And our colleagues in other states need support as well, because we're not going to change things in Washington until we build this movement, until there are ceasefire New Jerseys in every other state across this country. And then the people who don't want to make change can't avoid it. And we'll bring change, and we'll make this whole country a safe place, as New Jersey is relative to most of the other states.